Next up in our Zoomin' with the Dogs series is a player who's been with the Dogs from the very beginning, outfielder Tony Rosselli, joining us from his home in Terre Haute, Indiana. What's up, Tony?
Going on, Sam? Not much. Just stay busy.
So how you been doing? What have you been doing to stay busy during this quarantine time?
Just doing kind of my own training, and I work at Athletico Physical Therapy right now as a rehab aide. So I'm working in hours a few times a week, and then I'm playing a lot of golf right now, trying to get better on my game and make a little money on the side.
Why not? It
Yeah.
kind of sounds like Michael Jordan for those of you who've watched the Last Dance documentary.
Oh
You're
yeah.
kind of like a mini Jordan.
Yeah, I love that. I can't get enough of it.
Yeah, you've been watching that Sunday nights?
I record it so I can go back and make sure I don't miss anything.
I'm curious, as an athlete, I watch it just as a fan, appreciating all the greatness there. But as an athlete, is there any inspiration you take from watching the way someone like Michael Jordan operated?
Absolutely. When I was really young, I always try to mimic him on his success in practice. He never, from what I was told, he never lost a race in practice, running down the backs, and that was kind of his mentality. And if you go back, I think in the second episode, you watch him talk about guys not performing well in practice, and that that shows in the games, and you could tell how hard he had worked his entire life just to get where he wanted to be. So absolutely, I listen to every single detail he's got to say.
Not a bad guy to listen to.
No.
Did you
Really,
grow up a Bulls fan at all, or I mean, I know you're in Indiana. Are you a Pacers fan?
I liked Jermaine O'Neal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had his shoes and everything. So
Oh, you know what? Look at this. Yeah, I'm in my room at home. I'm in my childhood home here in suburban Chicago. Look who's on my wall.
Oh boy.
Jermaine O'Neal with former Bull Kirk Heinrich, but there's your guy right there.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite.
Shoes, you said.
Yeah, I had his black and yellow Nike Airs back in like 2006, I think.
So you're talking about the inspiration you take from a guy like Michael Jordan. In your household growing up, you've got two big-time athletes. Tell us a bit about your parents.
Yeah, so my mom was she was a table tennis player, and she had started her career at age 11, actually age 7, and then became a competing into the women's division at age 11 and 12. And by the age of 15, she was one of the best in the world, and she played with the men's Japanese team. So she left Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where she's from, Oak Creek, and went to Japan and trained only with the men's team. And the Butterfly is one of the main sponsors of table tennis. And at the time, she was playing the number one Japanese girl in the world. And my mom was down by 3 games. They play a total of 7. And she had a sprained ankle, and it was bleeding. And my mom ended up coming back and winning 4 games in a row, and Butterfly had came up to her and approached her and asked for, we want to be your sponsor. Well, they took her overseas, and by the time, her career was over, she had won 27 international national titles. And that's where the Olympic Training Center in Lake Placid, New York, is where she met my dad. And my dad was in with the United States bobsled team for over 17 years. And they met there. My dad, I think, won 7 international and national competitions with the United States team, and did really well. Opened up a lot of tracks, Lake Placid, Salt Lake City tracks, opened those up. And one of the best drivers to ever come through the sport. And to do that sport, and you're going down a track over 100 miles an hour with 3 other guys in the back, and you're in, up to negative 30-degree weather in Lake Placid. It's a sport that I want to get into eventually when, baseball is done. But for them to, go through those times together really, got me to the point where I am, because I learned from them. When I was really young, my mom and dad were training in the basement in our weight room, and that kind of pushed me and my sister Paige to where we needed to be as athletes. And they never wanted to hear how tired we were. That wasn't an excuse. So they always said, hey, there's 1,000 other Tony Rosellis, and that are not just here in Terre Haute. There's 1,000 Tony Rosellis that are training just as hard as you in all other parts of the world. So you're not training against the people that you're better than here in Terre Haute. You're training against everybody, and guys that are older and younger than you. They're going to come and try to take your spot, and it's how bad you want it. So, and that set with me my entire career of playing any sport I played in.
You just alluded to the fact that when you're done with baseball, whenever that is,
Yeah,
you might want to get into bobsled.
I think.
Why is that?
I think it's a pretty sure yes on the. I've always wanted to do it. Basically, being trained by my dad to be an ultimate athlete. I think the ultimate athlete to power, speed, hand-eye coordination is pushing a sled down ice going 100 miles an hour. And you're pushing a 500-pound sled, and you're going down
It's
ice.
500 pounds?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you have to be able to steer down ice, and it takes finesse and control and mental focus to be able to do that. And it's not everybody thinks you got to pull really hard. It's finesse, and I think that having that control and mind control, just everything I've been doing my entire life is basically I'm training to be a bobsledder. I just play baseball. And
baseball is just your bridge sport.
Yes, but I don't get me wrong. I love baseball, and that is my loves. But I also want to pursue and maybe get into I would like to be an Olympic bobsledder and make it to the Olympics for bobsledding. And I think I can do it. I have the speed. I have the power. I've been able to jump and be explosive my entire life, and being able to put that into baseball, I'm thinking, why not, go into bobsledding and do it too and succeed at it.
Wow. Is that something you're able to practice ever? I mean, there's certainly a limited number of bobsled facilities in America.
Yeah, so there's 2 tracks in the United States, one in Lake Placid, New York, and the other one's in Salt Lake City, Utah. I have my cousin in high school made a sled and welded it together, but it's a sled on wheels, and you can stack weights on it up to over 1,000 pounds if you wanted. And it's got a 4-man thing where you could push as a team, but also if as a getting stronger and training standpoint, I would be pushing it by myself. But as the best thing to do is what I tell every athlete. I'm also a speed and agility instructor. In fact, I got a class tonight I'm going to. If you want to be the best athlete, you got to train like you're a track star. And that's just how it is. You want to be faster, more explosive, jump higher, run, everything. Track. If you ever watch a track athlete move, that's how you want to be able to move. Mm-hmm. And that's why, in every sport, the speed and agility part, you can't teach it. So that's why, that it's just everything what I tell, my athletes as well.
Combining all that speed and agility with the baseball side of it, hitting, timing your swing up, such a specific thing to practice and learn.
Yeah.
How are you staying fresh on that side of it right now?
I actually I have all my gear that I use. So whenever I am training the kids I train, I go and do it with them. I'm running hills. I'm filming myself, watching the video. Um, I have a few guys that I played baseball with when I was younger. They also played professional baseball, and we all train together. And I just, as much as I can, just keep honing in on that and trying to stick with it and make it a routine that I do, and not, you fall behind the 8 ball, it's going to take a while to get back. So I know where to stay at this point.
And how excited are you to be back at Impact Field?
Taking too long. I should be there right now. We should be starting today, but I understand everything's taking place for a reason. I trust in God that all this was, is going to work out. So I think there's a reason why we're going to be showing up late, and I think we're going to take an advantage of it and be ready to go. We got to take every little. I think we're going to win a lot of games this year. I think we got a really solid team. Butch is stacked up, and happy with the organization, all the dogs, employees, and behind the scenes. Sean Hunter doing a great job all the time. Everybody is a team right now, and I think it is going to play a really good role this year.
And Tony, last year, you took a leap, especially in terms of your power. You had a 3-home run game against St. Paul early on. You ended up with 12 on the season.
Yeah.
Take me a little behind the scenes. What was behind that power surge in terms of your technique and what you worked on?
Honestly, I don't think it was enough, but I think a lot of it just being consistent each and every day. Obviously, I'm not happy with any results. I'm never going to be happy with my results, but I am. I look at the positive. I like to look at a lot of the positive things and focus on those places I haven't done well on. And I think what changed from my my first year with the dogs to my second is, one, I was getting to play more. I was getting more experience and being able to put better at bats together each and every day, and it played a huge role in with our team as well. And especially away games, I felt a little bit more comfortable. Not that I didn't feel comfortable at home. I love home games. I just didn't do as well. But I don't look at
11 of your 12 home runs were on the road.
Yeah. I don't know the reason behind it. I think it's going to be a blowout year here, and I'm excited. I've learned a lot of things. Trained with a few guys that know the game really well, that are a little bit older than me, but I took a lot of advice from them and learned a lot this off season.
Have you been in touch with Butch at all?
Oh yeah. He's trying to stay away from all this. He's probably hog hunting or traps. He's probably out there on a helicopter.
He was out fishing the other day when I was texting with him.
Yeah, I've called him a few times. He's been fishing. He's a hunter for sure. He needs to send me some meat when he gets it, some hog meat for sure.
Yeah, you cook it up. You've been cooking?
Oh yeah. Well, my parents. I grew up in an Italian restaurant. Roselli's Italian restaurant. And my parents had that for 13 years, and I kind of learned how to cook, and I still have mom making some homemade meals, so that's always nice.
It never hurts. What's your specialty?
I like brats. I love brats. I like pasta. A lot of heavy foods. I like it kind of. I don't have to eat as much of it, so it's heavy. So I don't have to. It's not a job, because when I eat, it's a job.
Hey, if you're gonna eat, you might as well eat heavy.
Absolutely, I do. I just got done eating Panda I usually eat Panda before every home game.
And to clarify for the people at home, Panda Express, not Panda.
Yeah, right.
I
Legit
hope.
Panda. Yeah, but yeah, trying to stay busy all through this.
And Tony, you're also, one of the videos that we show a lot that's on our website, on our social media. We call it the Sizzle video, kind of a little highlight video of last season. My personal favorite clip in there, and also I think a personal favorite of Kevin Sullivan, who's our director of entertainment, is
Yeah.
you doing a little
Oh,
salsa in the outfield that you've been working on the dancing.
yeah, I'm always dancing.
Yeah.
As long as no one's like, "Hey, Tony, go dance," but I'll just do it on my own, and then I always enjoy it. Me and my buddies have always joked around doing it, and it's just something to express yourself with. And I think doing that a little bit out on the field just kind of loosens me up
Mm-hmm.
and keeps me focused.
Well, can't wait to have you back in the outfield salsaing around. Do
Yeah.
you have any message for Dogs fans at home who are watching?
Uh, right now everybody's pretty bored, so I know everybody's wanting to come out and see us, want to watch some baseball. So we're coming soon, and we'll all be there ready to go, and we'll be interacting like we did last year. We had a great season, so I'm hyped for everybody to see everybody there for sure.
Amen. Amen. Me too, man. We're gonna end here with a little lightning round. So I'm gonna put
Okay.
1 minute on the clock and just give you rapid fire questions, quick answers, and we'll see how many we can squeeze in here. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Lightning round with Tony Rosselli. And Tony, your time starts now. What is the weirdest thing you've ever put on a hot dog?
Rice.
Rice. If you were an animal, what animal would you be?
Be a lion.
What's your favorite planet other than Earth?
Probably Mars.
If you could travel back in time, what decade would you go to?
1920s.
What's the best day of the week?
Wednesday.
Favorite junk food?
Gardettos.
Favorite season?
Summer.
What's your favorite sports movie?
Cool Runnings.
Do you prefer cake or pie?
Pie.
What was your last Halloween costume?
Can't remember.
3 seconds. Your time's up. We end with him not being able to remember the Halloween costume.
I can't remember. I really
Well, why
don't.
don't you give me one from when you were a kid?
I was a bobsledder, actually.
All right. So
Where my
maybe a
dad.
little foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for doing this, Tony.
Problem. For sure. It's nice talking with you, Sam.